So I'm just gonna go with the stock. Gives me a little bit more accuracy, but you know, there you go. Now you can change this. I didn't change mine because I'm looking at the difference. Okay, so you lost a little range with that, but you didn't lose anything else, anywhere else. This is gonna, look at that. Everything drops, and then this. You know what I mean? So basically, I just think this is the best one. The stock one is just the best. And the bullets, I left the bullets alone. What I've noticed is once I change the bullets to like armor piercing, or they have the option to get a bullet that's like, it's best for long range damage. I've noticed that if you leave the gun alone, if you just leave the regular bullets in there, you see I got an 18 shot clip size down here in the red. You know, it doesn't have any stealth because I didn't put the silencer on it. You can put the silencer on it and the stealth will go up dramatically. I'll just do that real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. You see it says green is high. I don't need it. Typically, now with this guy having an 18 shot, if you line it up right, you can get a one-shot kill with that thing. You know, that's what I like about that gun. This is like my precision intervention laid out, right? It's like precision because you want to, like, you know, if you're in and out, you're moving quick, but you got to be sharp. You got to, you know, when you got to hit the target like right on the mark. With this bad boy right here, you get the one shot. Now, if you don't get the one shot kill, you can get them in 2 or 3 kills, you know, 2 or 3 shots, you know, and you got 18 rounds in the clip. So you know, it's pretty good. Now this is another thing I mentioned in the last intervention loadout I showed you. We talked about the gun that you're using helping you move faster. You know, the lighter the weight of the gun, the quicker you can move. Some people, I'm gonna show you what some people use. A lot of people use this. All right, when they want to move fast, they use this, or they'll use the little grenade launcher way down here. This guy over here. But typically, I stick with this guy when I want speed. Between, you know, on my other loadout, I have the compact, you know, and that's my primary weapon. But for a secondary, I use this, and you know, as you can see, I use the hand grenade, the pistol grenade launcher in my loadout too. You know, as my secondary. But for this, I use this guy. This guy is very effective. I'm telling you, you're gonna move faster. You know what I'm saying? You move faster. You get in there, and if somebody's, you know, headshot, you know, if somebody's close enough to you to hit you with this guy, you basically out. I mean, if the guy's shooting, if the guy can aim, if his aim is on, you out of there. This little thing right here is lethal, man. It's crazy because the damage is not way up there, but it's decent. But I'm telling you, it's crazy. Like this little dude would take you out, bro. Like for real. Like it's an impressive. So let me check out this clip, see what we got. Now I have the hollow tips bullets. There it says less accurate, but deadlier. I did change the bullets in this one. Now typically you know what I was saying before is you just pick the clip. This would give me a 32 shot. You see what I'm saying? But the hollow tips they actually have been doing pretty good. So, and I look at the damage. Other thing that I meant to fail to mention is when you decide whether you're going to use a different type of bullet, look at the damage level. So if you just leave the clip in like this, look at the damage level. See the damage level. The level is the highest with the hollow tips. So that's the reason why I stuck with that. That was the reason why I did that. So make sure, you know, you use that same method with every other loadout. I didn't show you that before. So, yeah, this little dude right here is a little beast right here, man. Yeah, I would definitely use that if I was you. So let's see what else we got. We did that. And then the sticky bomb. Now the sticky bomb I'm using, it has the same effect as the little pistol grenade launcher. The blue one, the little blue bullet, sticks to the wall. This sticks to the wall, obviously, sticky bomb. It has a delay. So I basically, you know what I was explaining with my loadout too, that basically what I'll do is, you know, I'll stick a grenade in the wall and run through the door and typically people that are behind me trying to get me will back off so that the bomb will explode. Well, same concept with this guy. So, you know, I only get one go with it. So that's why I call this my load one is precision. You know what I mean? Everything's you got to be like right on point. Cause even with this Uzi, if you're not close enough, it's pointless. It's the range is not great at all. The range is, I mean, it's, you know, you see it there, but in game, it's you can still get somebody from a long range, but you're probably gonna go through a couple of clips. Versus being up close, you 5 shots and you still, you know, you good to go. You know what I'm saying? So, and the reload is quick. So yeah, that's loadout one, and this is my military support. So typically in all of my layouts, except for I think maybe one, where I switch to this guy, the airstrike. Typically I use the drone. I use the turret, the drone, artillery. That's typically what I use. Because they're more precise. They can take out more people. This guy right here is annoying. I have it, but it's annoying. I never use it in military support. Typically, I'll use it when I do the lottery. It's like a lottery. Yeah, I call it a lottery because you just don't know what you're gonna get. I'll show you in game. Basically, where you hit is a package on the top of the screen. Up about where you see I have $2,600. It's like up in that area while you're in game. You double tap it. If you have $5,000 in your bank, it'll you just like it's like playing a slot machine. You double tap. You're either gonna get some kind of military support. It could be any one of these things that you see here on this screen. You either get it or they just take the money. Cause you might double tap and they'll pull 6,000. Double tap, they pull 3,000. You know what I mean? You never know. Sometimes you get something, sometimes you don't. A lot of times you don't. Oh, I don't do it that often. Typically, I do it if it's like an emergency. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So that's military support. You see, this is recon planes up here. 5,000. This one's a little bit more. Turret. I like the turret because you can stick it somewhere. You want to stick it somewhere where people typically are not going to look, but people are probably going to run through that area. You know what I mean? And stick it somewhere where it's kind of hidden, where they can't see it right away, so that you can get a couple of kills off of them before they destroy it. You know what I mean? And typically, if they're moving fast and they in and out, and they got somebody on their ass, they not even looking. They just going. You know, I do that too. So, then the hover drone. Love this thing because it just kind of drones, you know what I mean, just kind of circles through the area. Any in sight is just going to take them out, you know. And then artillery is just going to wipe the board. Essentially, sometimes it doesn't get everybody, but if everybody's whoever's in the open, you're out of there. That artillery is a beast. I love that artillery. So these are typically the 3 military support formats that I use. So yeah, so let's move on. We saw 2. Now 3, this is my heavy, this is my heavy metal, heavy duty, like demolition layout. Now I have 3 different demolition layouts. That's number 3, 5, and 6 are all demolition layouts. But those other 2 have different weapons I use. Now, so this one I talked to you about the clip. Now the clip size here, you see I have a 60 round clip in. The reason that I did that is because I was more impressed with what I saw. Let's look at the damage. So you see where the damage level is. Damage level with the armor piercing rounds. Damage level with the what is that? Full metal jacket. And these are stunners, screechers is what they call them. They stun you. Well, you notice that with the 60 round clip, the regular stock bullets, or whatever, you see where the damage level is. Most people use the armor piercing rounds. You see the difference? Everything else basically goes down. So why go with an armor piercing round and have a 45 clip when I can do this and have a 60 round clip and have the same amount of damage? So that's why I go with the 60 round clip with this guy. This is like a heat seeking sort of, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, you see, thermal LCD scope. I don't even put a handle on it, but you have these different options for handles. I have more. I found that it's more accurate without it. Which you can see how it changes mobility and all of that. So, but I decided to go without it because I feel like it handles better. This is the stock that I typically like to use on all of my, assault rifles. Just more accuracy. So last one, it may take you a little while to earn that one, but yeah. So and again, I should have mentioned that all of these weapons that you see, everything that I have, is stuff that you have to earn through the game. You have to work your way through the game online, and that's how you get all this stuff. I haven't even really finished the whole the actual game without the regular story mode. I haven't even come close to finishing that. I always play online. So let's see what else we got. Oh, now demolition. Let's see, before we get to that. All right, so this gun, let's just break this thing down one more time. So the barrel, this guy right here at the tip, I'm pointing at you, you see that? That guy, I think that's the better, barrel. Now let's check out the different options, or muzzle, I should say. So, these are all the different options you have. I used to use this one, and let me show you the damage level, right? So this damage level goes down, goes up, accurate range. You see all that? I think personally this was the best one. Damage is all the way up, increases range, increases, look at that accuracy. So that's the reason why I decided to go with that for the muzzle. So, yeah, that's everything about this guy, the Carbotech. I would advise everyone to have at least one of these in one of your layouts. I use them in, as you will see, I use it quite often. I think I have this in 3 layouts, because this is just the best gun. This one is incredible. It's pretty accurate. You'll find a lot of people with the little combat K, the little combat, the gun from layout 2 that I was telling you. Hey, if speed is your thing, if that's what you're looking for, you'll find that a lot of people use that. You'll also find that a lot of people use this. Some people use this. There's a lot of different rifles to choose from, but I'm just gonna tell you, if you're on a budget or whatever, you don't have the money to waste, I'm just gonna tell you that when it comes to rifles, you want this one. You want a sniper rifle? The one I just showed you would probably be the best one, because you got more shots. I would go with this, the little combat, and the sniper rifle that I showed you. As far as rifles, I have all of the rifles, but I've tested all of them out, and I'm telling you that this is the one you want right here. All right, the Carbotech 28. This is the one you want. The long rifle. I've seen people do damage with them, but I just find that this one is better. I mean, I got a 60 round clip in there, and got the thermal LCD. This is impressive, if you ask me. So let's move on. So now this guy, rocket launcher, not a whole lot to explain about it. You got 2 different types of rounds or rockets that go in there, and I'll show you that. So you got 2 different, you got this one, destroys devices, vehicles, and you got that one, human targets. Typically I keep it on this. The reason I do that is because if you have this out while you're walking around, you see this, let me see if I can zoom in on it. It's this doohickey right here on the side. Basically what it does is it'll pick up any drones, any devices. Like if somebody's got a turret out there, they've got a ground drone or a flying drone, whatever, it's gonna pick up on it, it's gonna lock on it, and you just take it out, so now his other thing, rocket launchers, seems impressive, right? Seems like it'll be easy kill. Well, here's the thing about it. There's everything, everything is good. everything has its pros and its cons, right? Well, here's the thing with this guy. You got 4 shots if you are in the demolition loadout, right? In the demolition loadout, you get 4 shots, right? So this is what you specialize in. I specialize in demolition, right? I got 3 demolition loadouts. This guy right here, you see that? Increases the quantity of the amount, right? 50% more, blah, 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 right? I chose that. As you can see, I never even wasted my time buying this, because why waste my time buying that when I can have, just have extra grenades, when I can have freaking 4, rockets. And I'm telling you, I go through, it's the way that a lot of people play that makes this demolition loadout, my loadout 3, so effective, is because a lot of times people run in packs. You know what I'm saying? So they all coming out the doorway at the same time. And I just launch that, hit the top of that doorway, hit the top of that door frame, and all of them gone. Like, you could take out 3, 4, 5 people with 1 shot if you line it up right. The other thing that I wanted to mention about a rocket launcher, it seemed like the RPG would be, this is the way to go. But this thing is not as effective in other loadouts. This is what I've learned. It's not as effective. Like, if you have a loadout number 2 or intervention or stealth or something other than demolition, this is not as effective. I mean, you can hit somebody like almost direct dead on with a rocket launcher, and it won't affect them that much. It'll daze them a little bit. But with the demolition, somebody can be hiding behind a wall, and you could just hit the wall that they're on, and it's gonna take them out. That's what I love about this. Like, sometimes people, they'll hide around a corner and think, well, you can't get me, and I'll just pop out and start shooting. Don't work like that. With this rocket launcher in demolition mode, it's gonna go through the wall. So sometimes it'll go through the floor. So on some maps, I've done this before. Some maps, if somebody's chasing you and they think you on another level but you're under them, you can turn around and shoot at the ceiling, and it'll take them out from through the floor. So it's pretty impressive. And that's the same thing with another loadout I have in demolition, and I'll show you that in just a second. But yeah, that's the thing with the RPG. Other thing with RPG is going to make you move slower. So when I use my loadout 3, typically what I'm doing is I'm moving through the map easy. I'm close to the walls. I never run in the open with it. Like, I stay close to the walls. I'm creeping in. I'm sneaking in. I'm lurking. I'm not just running through an open space, because you're moving too slow. You're like a sitting duck with this thing. You're moving real slow, so you got to plan it out, and you kind of got you got to think it, you got to think it through, you know what I mean? I think it makes it a little more exciting, and I like the fact that each match is like 10 minutes. So you waiting at airport, you waiting for some food to cook or something like that. You got 10 minutes to blow. I just load the game up, and typically that's typically how I play this game, So yeah, man. All right, so we talked about the rocket launcher. Let's talk about this. This is a EMP charge, which I shouldn't have. I should have this concussion grenade. Concussion grenade, I think, is better because it explodes on impact, right? Versus now, they have a lot of different throw, items. You got the frag. Frag is cool, but I don't like the frag because it rolls. It doesn't, it's like it won't explode on impact. Instead, it rolls, and then it eventually explodes. This is the flashbang. Very effective. You need to turn away when you throw it, though, obviously, because it'll blind the entire area. But I use this when people are camping. Like, let's say you're playing capturing the flag. And somebody's they got a flag, and they do this a lot. People get arrogant, they get cocky. So they're in an area, they got the flag, they got 1 flag, you got 1 flag, they got 2 flags on you, and they have your flag in their base, and they're taunting you like, yeah, I'm in the base, I'm not gonna drop the flag, I'm not gonna, in the game, I'm just gonna taunt you and drive you crazy. So they do that, right? Well, what I typically do is I have a flashbang in my loadout 6. And I have a stun grenade in my loadout 2. So typically I'll switch to 2 or 6. If I switch to 6, this is typically what I'll do. I'll throw a flashbang in the room, And then at my loadout 6, I have a pistol grenade launcher that has a grenade, that same blue grenade with a delay on it. But as you know, aforementioned, in demolition mode, the grenades, the rockets are more powerful, and they cover a wider range. Cover a wider area. That grenade launcher, the pistol grenade launcher, is typically what I use. I think it's easier to range where the grenade is going to land. Typically, I'm telling you, what I'll do is I'll throw this flashbang in the room, blind everybody in the room, and then I'll launch a grenade, a blue grenade in there, a sticky grenade in there. They'll see that, they'll know there's a grenade in there. They won't know where it's at. So typically, it just clears out the room. Flashbang them, toss the sticky grenade in there, clear the area, get out of the way, blow the whole room out, and then switch to your assault rifle and clean up the remains. You know what I'm saying? Clean up any remainders. You know what I'm saying? And do it like that. That's typically what I do when people, they get real cocky in this game sometimes. So yeah, but this concussion. Let me show you some of the things in demolition. This is how I have 3 other loadouts that are all demolition. This is how I'm all set up the same way, so I won't have to show you that, repetitively. All right. Resistance reduces the damage taken from explosions, right? So sometimes people are hitting you with a grenade from a loadout, I don't know, an intervention loadout or a stealth loadout. And it won't affect you as much. Now, if they hit you dead on, it might take you out, but a lot of times it won't. It's going to take at least 2 for them to knock you down. So that's what that's about. This is again increased ammo. This is the reason why you got 4 rockets instead of just 2. This incinerator device is incredible. This device is awesome, right? So now you got the proximity mine and you got this. I don't know why people still use these. They do. It never makes sense, especially when they play it just doesn't make sense to me, but they use it all the time. And here's the thing. Even in demolition mode, you have resistance, right? You can take, a blast. Well, you can take one of these. So you can run in demolition mode. If somebody plants a proximity mine,